Hey you guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of VGC Prep. Continuing on with the theme that we did a couple of days ago, this is another PDL battle, Pokemon Doubles League for long. I was going to say for short, and then I realized it's actually the abbreviation, and it didn't really make much sense. For those of you who do not know what the PDL is, that is the Pokemon Doubles League, as I just mentioned, and it is a draft-based VGC 2015 rules league. Basically, you draft the Pokemon in order, and if someone takes, let's say, Mega Mawile, I cannot use Mega Mawile. Everyone knows each other's teams, and it's basically a game of counter-teaming. But it's still pretty much VGC Prep because it's using VGC rules. Everyone's using things that you can see, so I think it's still very appropriate for this. So for today's battle, we are battling Under the Radar, and he does have a YouTube channel, so I will link that in the description below. His full team, now these are best 2 out of 3 matches, which is why you're seeing 4 right now. His full team was Tyranitar, Cofagrigus, Weavile, Blissey, Heracross, which I know is Mega, and Tornadus. So, looking at those, my full team, as you can see on the bottom, was Alomomola, Porygon 2, Mega Mawile, because I drafted Mega Mawile, Dragalge, Electros, and Togekiss. So I didn't want to bring a full Trick Room team because I noticed that he had some slower Pokemon such as Cofagrigus, Tyranitar, and Heracross, as some other things. So I knew that if I brought full Trick Room, you know, he would have somewhat an advantage at some points. So I didn't necessarily want to start off with that. So I just wanted to get a grasp of what he had. So when we went into the 6v6 portion, you know, team preview, I was looking at his team, and I pretty much figured that everything he has on his team, Mawile beats. I brought Crunch specifically for he has Meowstic, and Cofagrigus, because I don't need Sucker Punch against his team, so I brought Crunch instead. I know they're pretty much the same base power, but I figured if I was going to be going against a Meowstic and a Cofagrigus, I'd prefer Crunch because Crunch doesn't rely on them attacking, and we all know both of those two really aren't going to be attacking Mawile for the most part. In fact, they're probably going to be statusing it instead. And I decided to start off with Togekiss as well because I figured if he really I just want to double check something. Don't look. I'm just looking at something. Okay, it's really hard for me. Okay, I can tell. Alright. I just wanted to double check which one was the right first one. So I just wanted to check that. But yeah, so I figured Togekiss and Mawile would basically let me run through the team as best as I could. Other than Weavile, he didn't really have very much to touch Togekiss, and I brought Togekiss specifically for Heracross as well. So yeah, let's get into that. I also brought Alomomola and Electros in the back. Alomomola because in case he had a ground-type move or a fire-type move, I know Tornadus can get Heat Wave, and I know that Tyranitar gets Earthquake, so I have Wide Guard on Alomomola for that, and seeing how, you know, Mawile pretty much runs through his team, that's basically what I wanted to do. So, to start off with, he starts off with Weavile and Cofagrigus. Now, I was expecting a Will-O-Wisp Fake Out into Mega Mawile. Obviously, I'm going to Mega Evolve. We have a rule in the league that if you have a Mega Pokemon and you bring it to battle, you have to Mega Evolve it before the end of the battle. Because otherwise, you know, we can't tell that you use the Mega Stone and you can cheat, kind of thing. So that's that rule. So I start off with Mega Mawile, so I Mega Evolved right away. I went for Safeguard in the beginning because what I wanted to do was just make sure he cannot burn my Mawile. And I go for Follow Me just so I can detract all hits away from me. Unfortunately, he does predict that pretty well, and he goes for Ice Punch. And I actually forgot I put Red Card on this Togekiss. I thought it might actually be a pretty awesome move, an item, since, you know, there's an item clause going around. And, you know, I just was a little worried about that. Now, I do get a crit on the Tornadus, and that is very unfortunate. However, even if he had Heat Wave, I very easily could have just survived that. I'm designed to survive non-stab fire type moves, and it just would have been a good position for me. So, I'm expecting him to basically go for an Ice Punch on the Togekiss and not really expect to burn me. It was a little risky there, but I figured it would pay off. So I switched into Alamomola to take that very good Ice Punch. And he actually goes for Hex on Mawile, which does a decent amount of damage considering, you know, how I'm EV trained. I think I'm like Sassy. I don't even remember. It's been a while since I EV trained this Mawile. But basically, I made it so it could survive pretty much everything. So I go for the Scald on the Kofagrigus because while I am expecting maybe a Will-O-Wisp off onto the Mawile, I want to get a little bit of damage off into the Kofagrigus so I know for sure that Crunch will take it out. Because, you know, they're pretty bulky. And he goes for Toxic. I guess he might have just forgotten about Safeguard. I kind of forgot I put it up. And that actually, no, I forgot it now that I put it up. But that actually, that's actually why I attacked the Weavile that turn, because I didn't feel like, you know, doing anything there. So what happens here is I switch out my Mawile for my Togekiss, because I'm expecting a Mega Evolved Close Combat to the whatchamacallit, the Mawile. And I go for Heal Pulse with Alamomola because I figured Togekiss is going to be coming in on maybe a double attack here, and I wanted to get no damage off there. You know, I wanted to get most of my HP back. I figured I could take a close combat very well and survive with enough to take the Hex. And right there, he actually forfeits because he forgot the Mega Stone on Heracross. So unfortunately, regardless of how that battle went, since he cannot Mega Evolve his Heracross, he would be disqualified from that round, which is unfortunate, but I had a plan for that, the rest of that. Basically, I was just going to Air Slash the Heracross. Sans Stone Edge, I don't think it could have taken out my Togekiss, and I was just going to Scald the Kofagrigus once more. And then from there, I would just basically take out the Kofagrigus with Mawile, and I still had Electros in the back, so I was in a pretty good position regardless. So it's really unfortunate that he forgot the Mega Stone, and didn't realize it until we were already in the battle. So, next battle starts, and, you know, I'm looking at the Pokemon that I can bring, and I really like the Togekiss Mawile lead. I had no reason to change what I had in the back. He still had things that could have spread damage. So I wanted to keep Alamomola, and I figured with his lineup, Electros really did have really solid coverage against his team. You know, looking at his team, you know, it beats Weavile, it beats Tyranitar. I needed it specifically for Blissey. That is one of the reasons why I brought Electros, because it has the only fighting type move that I drafted, which is really not good. But basically, yeah, I brought that for Blissey. I mean, I know I have Mawile, and I was considering giving Mawile Brick Break, but Play Rough actually does more than Brick Break to Blissey, so I was just like, well, yeah, we're going to just stick with Play Rough, and that leaves a spot open for Crunch. So let's get into the second battle here. Like I said, I started off with Togekiss and Mawile. I really like that. Basically, it takes all the pressure off of Mawile with Follow Me, and I can just go through the team, and like I said, you know, his team is pretty weak to Mega Mawile, so very, very exploitable there. So here I was actually predicting Tornadus to go for Heat Wave, but knowing that I can survive it, I do want to say that I stayed in. I wasn't exactly sure if the Weavile was going to fake out the Mawile or going to fake out the Togekiss, so that was one of the decisions that I had to make here. So I just went for a Protect on Mawile. I figured, you know what, his best shot here is to fake out the Mawile and then go for Heat Wave. But unfortunately, he actually predicts me to do that and goes for Ice Punch onto the Togekiss. And again, red card really coming into handy there because while I do like Weavile out here, I don't think it really did anything for me. You know, that kind of made it hard for me. So I go for Safeguard here, simply because, you know, I thought, you know, Heat Wave has a chance to burn. I think I might be wrong on that, but at the time I did, and I know I can survive a Heat Wave, so I just wanted to get that, what's the word I'm looking for, that protection just in case. So he actually goes for Air Slash here, and I can only assume that he predicted me to switch out here. And he goes for T-Wave, which is actually really, really odd. I never knew Tyranitar got T-Wave. That really confused me, and I went for Play Rough here on the Tornadus because I basically thought I would be able to take it out from there, but I unfortunately missed. And the Tornadus actually goes for Grass Knot. So again, another thing that I had no idea it got. But I think T-Wave against my team is actually pretty smart, since he saw that I wasn't really bringing Trick Room. So T-Wave and Tailwind worked really well. And seeing that the Tornadus wasn't going for my Mawile with Heat Wave, I figured that was my best opportunity to just take out the T-Tar. You don't know what that T-Tar can do. It could get Earthquake, which I think it did go for that turn, as well as Fire Blast. So I just needed to be really cautious, just in case. So in comes Blissey, and I know I can ignore the Blissey. I don't care what the Blissey has, it really cannot touch my Mawile. So I go for Wide Guard again, just in case he goes for Heat Wave. I kind of want to avoid that. And while I knew that Grass Knot was pretty obvious, he was just down to Tornadus and Blissey, so at this point it really didn't matter to me. Because I just went for Iron Head here, and 100% that will take out the Tornadus from here. Now he does go for Flamethrower, and that did kind of scare me. I wasn't sure if Safeguard was still up, and if he had burned me, because I know these things do get Serene Grace, I would not have taken out the Tornadus there, and he could have definitely gone for, whatchamacallit, Heat Waves. So that was a little nervous. Now there was a bit of hacks in this battle. I got that crit against the Tyranitar, which I don't really think mattered. I could be wrong about that. If it was not max defense, if it was defensive in the least bit, it probably could have survived. So that is unfortunate, but I did miss that Play Rough, which means I wouldn't have lost my Alamomola. So that is unfortunate as well. Now he keeps on attacking the Mawile, which is fine. I go for Drain Punch on the Blissey, not expecting it to take it out. Like, that was honestly the biggest surprise, and I was like, oh, that was a crit. But it wasn't, and that really did shock me that I was able to one-shot the Blissey. And I go for Iron Head on the Weavile. I was considering protecting with Mawile, because I wasn't entirely sure what the Weavile would do, if it would go for Drain Punch, or if it would Fake Out, or go for the Electros. But either way, I decided I was considering protecting here to sort of preserve the score, because that would have been a 3-0 in my favor, and those points do go to how well you're doing in the league. So I was considering saving Mawile there, but I figured if he predicted the Protect onto Mawile, then I would have lost Electros, and with only Togekiss in the back, while he was only at 1 HP, there was a chance that he could actually beat me there. So I didn't want to risk it, and I figured, you know, a 2-0 is better than losing. So that's how that battle went, and I'll give you a little update as how the league is going right now. I am apologizing for the screen that just popped up. I always forget that will happen. It usually doesn't. Alright, so I still have to put in some of the rounds, but we're missing a couple of battles here, so we're going to have to figure that out. Some of them are excused, so those are delayed for now, but some of them we did not get battles. Some of them we did get battles in, and I just haven't put it in yet because I am a lazy bum. And I like I said, I am working with 2 other people, G Chucho and Terran, but I think all of us are slightly a bit lazy, and putting in the KOs and the match victories it's tedious. It is tedious. But yeah. Oh, come on, why are you doing that? I just updated something, and it I just noticed something, but I'm gonna go fix that. Alright, so yeah, round 3 and 4 start up today, actually, which is yesterday for you guys. We will be playing D-Train, aka the Chicago Granbuls, as well as the Chicago Flareon. So we're going to Chicago this time. So I'm looking forward to those matches. The rankings and records, right now we are in 2nd place. First place is DC EVs, who is Terran. We have a record of 3 wins and 2 losses. But the reason why we are mainly in second is because of our points and our differential, because we did beat Kelly under the radar 2-0 in a set. We did get 3 points for that, so that put us up a bit. And because of the scores in game, because of the forfeit due to not mega evolving, we actually ended up getting whatchamacallit, 4 points, 6 points for the whole game. So we actually have the highest differential right now in the league, which is awesome. I'm mainly doing this for fun. I don't know what this column is or where it came from because I did not add it to the spreadsheet in the beginning. Confusing. Yeah, so I have to figure out what that means. Alright, well, I'll ask my my fellow league mates what that was about. But yeah, so we're doing pretty well. I'm pretty happy. I'll go over the team again just so you guys can get a good handle of what we have. We've got Mega Mawile, Mega Charizard X, Porygon 2, Togekiss, Alomomola, Mesprit. I did drop Uxie for Mesprit. Mesprit, I think, will be a little bit better in this league than Uxie, because Mesprit can do literally everything. It has 105 base offenses, 105 base defensives, slow enough speed, and, of course, 80 HP. So I figured it would benefit us a little bit better. Aromatisse, I love Aromatisse. It is definitely awesome. Electros, Umbreon, and Dragalge. Now, I don't know how I feel about Dragalge. I don't really have a lot of special offense on my team. A lot of it is weaker than base 110, so that's something I want to consider. Now, Dragalge does hit really hard. I dropped that at some point. I dropped Regigigas for that. I did have Regigigas in that spot, but as much as I liked it, I realized I was never going to use it. It's really good at support. It gets Wide Guard, it has Drain Punch, it has T-Wave, and so on and so forth, but I just didn't see myself using it that often, you know? So I dropped it for Dragalge, but I'm not sure about Umbreon so far. It can be pretty useful, but we'll see about that. But yeah, so I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next episode. Peace.